The way you guys are coming at me, like, do I need to just go ahead and just get a lawyer?
We have a dead baby in room 206. Yeah. Okay, you were the last person with Trinity.
Trinity Maria Kyles was born April 9th, 2021, in Savannah, Georgia, to her mother, Rosie Kyles. Her mother, grandparents, aunts, and cousins know her as a shining, happy girl. Photos of Trinity, lovingly nicknamed Trin, show off her brown eyes and big smile. Her family remembers her dancing to her favorite song, Usher's ABC song from Sesame Street. It often plays from the tablet used to video chat with her grandparents and other family members. Anyone who's been on a video call with Trinity knows how eager she is to press the red end button on the screen and laugh jovially about it. Loved ones describe Trinity as a little diva. They reminisce about days spent playing at the park, taking selfies with her parents, and playing with her baby doll. It wasn't long after celebrating the lively little girl's second birthday that her family's world would flip entirely upside down, and the shining light they remember her being would suddenly go very dark. On the evening of May 2nd, 2023, Trinity's mom, Rosie, leaves work and heads to the Quality Inn Hotel, where she's been living in Duluth, Georgia. While Rosie was at work, she left her boyfriend, Mallik Kyhree Kennedy, in charge of watching her little girl. Though she hasn't known him very long, Rosie and her daughter are living with Kennedy at the hotel. When Rosie enters their room, she sees Trinity on the bed and assumes she's taking an afternoon nap. Rosie knows her boyfriend is feeling frustrated with the toddler. He and Rosie then begin to discuss a different child care plan for Trinity, like the possibility of enrolling her in daycare. At some point during their conversation, Rosie checks on Trinity. She realizes her daughter is unconscious and unresponsive. Scared and confused, Rosie calls 911. While Rosie is still on the phone with the dispatcher, an officer arrives at Quality Inn Hotel Room 206. Inside, he finds Rosie frantic. Trinity is lying on her back in the bed, still unconscious. Kennedy is in the room with them.
Hold on.
Yes, my baby. Oh my God, baby. Tell him what happened.
Okay, so basically, I ended up giving her melatonin to like go to sleep.
No, babe. What did you do?
I gave her melatonin so she could go to sleep. I didn't think she would like freaking do all that.
No, but I don't know. I just got home from work and she's bruised up. Oh, man. Yes. Please help, please. I'm about to have a heart attack. I just got back home.
Then a recording plays. It gives the officer instructions for administering CPR. In the background, Rosie and Kennedy can be heard arguing. Rosie's asking for answers.
Remove or cut clothing if needed.
I need
I'm going to tell you everything, I swear.
And
Look at
remove
her
pads.
face.
Neck and place down rapidly 1/3 depth of chest. Then release. Start CPR. Press, press, press.
Though blurry, the body cam footage shows the officer pressing on the girl's chest. He's doing his best to stabilize the toddler until paramedics arrive. All the while, Rosie can be heard wailing on the other side of the room, undoubtedly hoping her baby girl wakes up. On the scene, paramedics continue life-saving measures for several minutes. The responding officer exits the room to find Rosie on the veranda with other law enforcement officers, a paramedic, and Kennedy. Rosie wants to know why her daughter's face is bruised.
She said something about bruises. Yeah, there's bruise on the face. That's your child?
Yes, that's
your child?
my child. That's my child.
What about him? Is he the dad? He's not the dad? Did you leave the baby with him and you went out, or what?
I was at work.
Okay.
And I just got back from work.
Okay.
As Rosie speaks with officers and tries to come to terms with what's going on inside the hotel room, Kennedy remains silent. He leans against the wall and plays with his hands. While Rosie looks rightfully concerned, Kennedy appears nervous. Soon, Rosie walks past room 206 and takes a phone call.
What do you think happened?
I don't know, but he said he pinched her on her cheek. Like
Does he do that usually?
No, he don't usually do it, but I know she can like act,
Yeah.
She,
Right.
They started at 1.5, really. I don't even be on her. I don't whip her, no nothing like that. Even like all my friends think I should be stricter. No, I don't. She's 2 years old. Let her do whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody can't handle that, so that's what it looks like. Everybody can't handle that. I even tell them every day. I said, if you can't handle it, you know, because you're not used to being around kids.
Yeah.
Can you log this unit on? It's 538 Delta.
Right now, because I read it, like it was a financial situation, so where I couldn't pay for daycare.
Although the audio is hard to make out, it sounds like Rosie is telling the officer that she does not condone or use physical punishment when disciplining her 2-year-old daughter. She says she's working to be able to afford daycare for Trinity.
But if you can't handle it, I'm going to put her in daycare. I'm going to have to. That's just because I'm the parent. I'm going to do whatever for my child. It doesn't
Right.
matter. I'm going to put my job
Right.
any day. So that's probably what it was. He got probably overwhelmed. He must have hit her or something because she had on her face. Like, she bruised up on her face. My child's life.
At this point, Rosie doesn't know if her daughter will be okay. She's still putting together the pieces of what happened while she was at work. Body cam footage shows Rosie pulling out her phone to show the officer pictures of her daughter. She tells him Trinity turned 2 on April 9th and describes her as a happy baby who's already potty trained and knows everything.
He must have got overwhelmed with her. I don't know how much melatonin he gave her, but I always tell him even let me know if you give her melatonin. I don't even tell him to.
So what is exactly, how much?
And I don't even give a whole ounce.
That's
It just be a
2026,
little
right?
bit. It just would be, but we don't. I just recently got that
Yeah.
melatonin just because how she been up all day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want her just to take a nap.
Yeah.
I 85.
So she doesn't even. She don't even.
Rosie appears anxious when their conversation is interrupted by another officer. She is still awaiting an update on her daughter's condition. The officer leads Rosie down to the police cruisers, where they ask her to wait. At this point, Rosie is being kept separate from Kennedy.
This is just procedure, okay? All right. Hey, ma'am, come here. I gotta pat you down first. Yeah. Just gonna pat you down for weapons. That's all it is, okay? You got a pen? Yeah. Okay.
Rosie looks a bit confused as the officer pats her down. Although Rosie isn't under arrest, the officer checks for weapons and instructs her to get into the cruiser. She waits there for some time before she's given any information about her daughter's condition. The officer then sits in the driver's seat of the cruiser while Rosie sits in the back. She asks the officer if Kennedy will be locked up if it turns out that he did something to her daughter.
Once we get there, we'll get there. We're not there yet, okay?
The officer asks Rosie to confirm some of her daughter's identifying information before heading back upstairs to room 206. As the minutes pass, more cruisers arrive on the scene. Rosie, still sitting in the police cruiser, begins to question why so many officers have arrived at the hotel. As more time passes, she becomes increasingly frightened.
I just need somebody to talk to.
I know, they're about to come talk to you. You gotta stay in the car. I know you're frustrated. You gotta stay in the car and we're gonna come talk to you in a minute, okay? You gotta, listen. Listen, I don't know anything, so you gotta stay in the car and wait for one of them.
Why are they here? Why are they here?
Put your leg in the car.
Why are they here? I need to know something. They're not
Calls
saying
like this,
anything.
everyone comes out. Calls like this, everyone comes out, okay? Just put your leg in the car and have a seat,
Oh
okay?
my gosh.
All right?
They need to tell me something. I just need to talk to something.
All right, they're gonna come talk to you in a minute, okay? All right. Yeah, they're coming down in a minute, okay?
They keep saying a minute. Why is it?
The terrified mother doesn't have to wait much longer to learn why there are so many officers on scene. It's impossible to know the exact words Rosie hears from the officers, but a few moments later, she lets out a heartbroken cry. Despite paramedics' attempts to revive 2-year-old Trinity, she never wakes up. She is pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, Mallik Kennedy waits in another police cruiser. From there, he's taken into custody to be questioned about the little girl's death. It's 8:23 p.m. when Kennedy finds himself in the interrogation room. He sits still and plays with his fingers, a common sign of unease among suspects. At one point, he looks up to the ceiling and mutters something to himself. After about an hour, Detective Blackburn and Corporal Limber enter the room. They greet him and begin the interrogation immediately.
My name is Detective Blackburn. This is Corporal Limber. We work at the Gwinnett County Police Department. I'm just going to grab some basic information from you, okay?
Kennedy tells investigators he met Trinity's mom, Rosie, online about 6 months ago in December. On the first of the year, they started living together at the Woodmere Trace apartment complex in Duluth, Georgia.
Now, when you guys were living there, was Trinity living with you guys?
Mm.
Okay. Did you guys have your own room?
No.
Where did you guys sleep at?
Together.
Where in the apartment?
In my room?
Huh?
In my room?
Yeah, so you guys had your own bedroom then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where did Trinity sleep at?
In the bed.
With you guys? Okay. And when did you guys start living at the Quality Inn?
Say about after March.
After work, okay. Did you and your friend have a falling out? Is that, like, why did you leave the apartment?
It was due to eviction, basically.
Okay.
So,
Then whose idea was it to live in the hotel?
yeah, everybody's really.
Walk me through what happened today. Walk me through your day. What time did you get up? What time?
Woke up around 10:40 something maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10:40 something. And basically woke up, normal. Rose go to work, and once she goes to work, I'm just watching Trinity.
Okay.
From there, it's normal. Watching her, make sure she eats and everything, but that's about it.
Okay. Now, how often do you watch Trinity?
A lot.
A lot. Like, how many days a week?
Pretty much every day she worked, so it was just like maybe 5 days out the week.
Okay.
Depending.
And how many hours a day do you watch her?
Depends on what time she goes in, time she get off. But
I mean, does she usually work like an 8.5 hour day, or lunch and a dinner shift portion of it?
About to like, it'll be like 3 to 1, 4 to 1.
Okay. So it's a lot of responsibility that it seems like for you, huh?
It is. I mean, we talked about that.
So far, both Rosie and the investigators believe that Kennedy likely feels exhausted and overwhelmed by the responsibility of caring for the little girl.
So, what time does she leave today for work?
She left around like 11.
11?
She had to be there about 11, so she left around like 11.
Okay. So when she left, kind of just walk me through the day. What did you guys do in the room?
Well, from the moment she left, it was pretty just normal. I played my game. She's on her tablet or doing whatever she does, but like I told Rose, she just has this thing where she'll flip out and start just doing the most, like, yeah, so she just always does the most, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So her flipping out, like just misbehaving?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like anything
Like,
you can imagine. From,
I don't know, like explain it to me.
So
what did she do today? What did she do today? Then?
Knocking things over,
Okay.
just screaming, hollering, just type of stuff like that.
Kennedy explains how Trinity exhibits typical 2-year-old behavior when he's with her. According to UNICEF Parenting, it's normal for a child to grow more independent and begin pushing boundaries at 2 years of age. Some people might call this phase the terrible twos.
It's just normal kid stuff, really.
Okay.
But terrible too, I guess, as they say. She was saying.
And does she do that with Rosie's when Rosie's in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, does Rosie allow that to happen? Yeah. Does Rosie discipline her? Like spank her on the butt or anything like that?
Not really.
No? Okay.
Not really.
Does she allow you to do that?
No.
No. Have you done that in the past?
To her?
Yeah. Like if she's misbehaving?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what do you do?
Normally, like before, like at first, I just like it might be like I might pop her, and then like if anything else, then she's standing in a corner, like she's just standing in a corner. That's it. Or I might not give her something like juice and the sugars and stuff that she be wanting. So I take that away. She don't get it.
And how do you pop her? Describe that to me.
Like that. It's like a pop, it's the same thing as about popper.
So what went on in the room today with her? What was her misbehaving? What was kind of just?
As I told Rose, I said, it started from her just screaming and spilling her juice and just spilling it everywhere, like doing it on purpose and doing things like let's say kick the lamp over, or she might just spilling juice and screaming. That's the most she really does. Just not listening. So.
The detective asked Kennedy what was happening while Trinity was allegedly misbehaving. According to Kennedy, he was trying to play a video game.
When she's acting up and spilling the juice and kicking the lamp, what do we do?
Normally,
how do we punish her?
Normally, I just I'll tell her to stop, or basically I'll grab her, grip her up, and that's it. And that's about it.
Okay. Well, it seemed like she didn't stop today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did we correct that?
There was no correction really. It was simple as just the normal. Just I said pop her, or I'll grip her up.
You do what? Sorry, I
grip her up. Really, that's it.
It sounds like Detective Blackburn and Corporal Limber want Kennedy to explain how Trinity ended up with bruising on her face. Did he pop the 2-year-old hard enough to bruise her cheek?
Now, did you ever give her any medicine today?
Yeah, I did.
What did you give her?
Melatonin.
Okay. When did you give her that?
Why did I give it to her?
When? What time?
When? I don't know the time. Maybe 3, 2.
I'm sorry?
Maybe 3, 2 o'clock.
So, what did you put it in?
I just gave it to her in the regular, how we always do.
I don't know.
So just give it to her in her mouth. That's it.
Okay. So is it
like a drop? It's a drop. Just.
So how many drop? Like how much did you give her today?
Pretty good amount. Like it was about halfway, almost to the top, almost. Not really at the top level.
Kennedy's statement lines up with the evidence found in the hotel room. During the initial search of the room, law enforcement marked a bottle of Zarbee's melatonin as evidence. Despite the label which states the dietary supplement is meant for kids ages 3 and up, Kennedy admits to giving Trinity half a dropper's worth of melatonin, or 0.5 milliliters. Trinity is only 2 years old.
How long before is she sleeping? How long does it usually take to kick in? Today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, because I'll be honest, I normally never know how long it takes to kick in.
So, what time did you put her in the bed?
Well, she been in and out of the bed really, so it was more so she been in and out of the bed. She was never like in the bed permanently. She just was in and out of the bed. But I think after our mom left, she took a nap, woke back up. 3, 4. So it's I don't know 2, 3.
That's what time she fell asleep?
In and out. She was in and out of going to sleep.
Okay. And then what time did Rosie get back to the room today?
Like 5, something.
Now, how did she get into the room?
I let her. I let her.
Is that right? Okay. Now, when she's in the room, where's Trinity at?
In the bed.
You're still in the bed? Okay. And then at what point did she pick her up? Or, I mean, kind of, like I said, I'm trying to figure out the timeline.
Just check on her. She tried to check, like she was checking on her, like we was talking about it. I had told her like normally, like if Trinity does something, and then like I basically like I was like I pinched her, and then she was like, you know, like okay, today? Today. So she's like you know you gotta be careful. She bruises.
So where you didn't mention the part of pinching. So where did you pinch her at?
But that was today. So I did that on her cheek though.
On her cheek? Which side?
Left.
Left side.
The pinch explains the fingernail marks and bruises found on Trinity's face. Because Kennedy didn't mention that part in the beginning of their conversation, investigators wonder what else Kennedy might have to share with them.
Why did you pinch her for?
Pretty much the crying and everything else, anything. It was pretty much a head on, like a head up.
What's everything else?
Like, just the crying, kicking stuff over, spilling juice, doing stuff like that.
So you got pretty agitated today, huh? Yeah. I guess I saw the text message. I saw the text messages that you sent. I mean, is it just today that she was just terrible twos kind of just kicked in? Like
it's every day.
Yeah. I mean, you just tired
since
of it?
I met her.
Yeah.
Since I met.
I mean, these text messages you have never sent in the past before. So why did it bother you today?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you were pretty much venting to her.
Yeah, I always vent to her.
Well, I mean, I didn't see those in the previous messages.
I didn't say in the text messages. I just always vent to her. Like I always tell her. But I know it was another text. I actually texted her not too long ago. It was before this. Now I texted her. Yeah, I was venting to her. But normally I don't text her. Or if I do, either I text her or I talk to her.
Detective Rockburn gives Kennedy the opportunity to explain how his frustration with the little girl might have led to violent or aggressive behavior. Based on Kennedy's text messages with Rosie, investigators believe he was angry while babysitting Trinity.
So there's some other markings to the baby's face.
Yeah, she hit her head earlier today, and that was also my fault because my mom seen it when she walked out, and I had put her on the bed. Her head hit the headboard.
You're mumbling. Can you?
Her head hit the headboard, basically.
So, when did that happen?
That was right before she left. Right before she left.
Who left?
Rose.
Okay. And then where are the other markings on her face?
From either past or past, really.
What?
From the past, really. Basically, I'm not. This is not my first time. I'd be like pinch her or something. So, but that would be my way of she'll tell me you gotta find a way to work it out or whatever it is, and I just I'm trying to figure out how to handle it or whatever. And that's the way I end up going about it. Just pinch her.
How hard did you pinch her?
Depends.
When you pinched her today, did she cry?
She always cry.
Huh?
She always cry.
She already cries?
Parents or guardians are permitted to use physical punishment with their young children, even a toddler like Trinity, in all 50 states. But when does that punishment cross the line and become physical abuse? Generally, physical abuse is defined as any non-accidental physical injury to the child. Georgia's definition states that the person inflicting child abuse could be any person purposefully responsible for the care of the child. That includes any adult who has access to the child because of their relationship with the parent.
When we talked to Rosie, she never told me about hitting the head on the headboard.
She probably didn't even think about it, to even tell you, or I don't know.
She had the right state of mind to tell us that you pinched her.
I'm not saying she had the right state of mind, but I'm saying she definitely probably not thinking about that, to add that, so.
Something like that, kid hitting the head on the headboard, that'd be pretty tragic. So
yeah.
So, I mean, was she in the room when that happened?
She was leaving.
Okay, so she's probably out of the room then, huh?
Yeah, she was leaving.
Though Kennedy agrees with the detective here, he shakes his head no, which could indicate he's being dishonest.
So what else happened in that room today?
That was it. Nah, pretty much just, we went through that whole stage of going through that, me and Trinity, you know, if we have our own thing, we just bump heads. And
Did you just get fed up today?
I mean, I can't lie, I was angry. That's the, you know.
Trying to play your video game. Screaming on top of her lungs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did the neighbors knock on the door?
No.
Room service come to the door?
No.
No. Did the hotel staff come to the door and say, hey, what the hell's going on here?
No. They just, no.
No.
Kennedy tells investigators he is always aggravated. When asked what aggravates him, Kennedy says it could be anything.
Anything can agitate me. Anything.
But more or less today, you were really agitated because the kid was crying.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah.
So how did Trinity get the bump on the head? Really?
Headboard.
Okay. And what about was it a cut on the lip?
Yeah, there was multiple.
She battled it.
No,
Well,
that wasn't a bite mark.
but regardless of, you're gonna tell me something, but I'm just gonna go in my side. So she bumped her head.
What about the lip though?
And in the lip, she like
She
bumped.
Did-
Yeah,
Did that happen today?
it happened today.
Okay. Now how did it happen?
Probably when I made her head on headboard.
You made her head on the headboard?
Not like I did it. Like I just did it, and that's the problem. Like, and that's what's even making me go to like. It's the fact that like when I did that and everything, like it wasn't intentional. It's not
No, I know.
on purpose.
Listen,
It's not.
and we're not saying you did it on purpose, okay? So I mean, we're just trying to get your side of the story, man. Okay. So how did you make her hit her head on the headboard? Walk me through it.
I was like, I don't know, like I had just like really put her in the bed, like I don't know, and then she had it, like I don't know. I guess it was the way I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did it, it was weird. However I did it, it hit the headboard. My mom asked. She was like, she said something to me. She was like, she said something. I don't remember what she said, but I remember her saying she got on me about it, and I was like, because we just had argument or whatever.
So did you pick the kid up and throw the kid against the headboard?
No, it was more like
I said, you're not describing, like you're not doing a very good job explaining it. So
not pretty good at all, really, when it comes to things.
Okay, take a deep breath, relax. Just how did you do it?
They continue to press Kennedy about Trinity's injuries. He claims he doesn't know anything about the cuts on Trinity's lip. Then he finds himself caught in an obvious lie.
So why are there bloody towels in the trash can? Tell me about
From
that.
her lip.
Hmm?
From her lip. Her lip was bleeding.
And how did her lip start bleeding?
From her, I assume. Most part, I assume it was from her.
Although Kennedy already stated he didn't know anything about the cuts to Trinity's lip, he now indicates that he used towels to clean up her blood. At this moment, Corporal Limber gets up from his chair and leaves the room. To get a clearer picture of how the 2-year-old could have sustained her injuries, he brings in a baby doll.
Do me a favor and show me how you grabbed her. Like, how you tossed her against the headboard.
But like,
Just the headboard. How far away were you?
pretty close, like this. He's like,
Okay, so show me how you grabbed her. Just pretend that this is the size.
I really don't know.
Okay, well, how would you know that?
I just know, like, however I did it, I ended up like, I don't know, just, I don't know, like, put her on the bed, like, I don't know, like, throw her on the bed, and then, like, she hit her head on the headboard. Her mom, like, literally said something to me about it, and I was like, okay, like.
Listen, Mallik, we know Rosie wasn't in the room at that time, okay? That's something that she would have told
She knows she left, even if she didn't tell you guys.
Okay.
This is why I don't even want to talk, like,
okay.
because, like,
we need to figure out what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying, but you're saying she didn't tell you that part, like I'm lying or something, like.
We're not saying you're lying.
It's just, she was leaving, like, I don't know, y'all can go back and ask, like, she left, like, when she was leaving, she said something to me, like, it was right before she walked out, like, she was already, like, halfway out the door, like,
okay.
She was there. Like.
Alright, so let's get past that. How did you show me how you normally grab her. How do you normally grab her? Her name's Rose, right? Trinity, sorry. How do you normally grab Trinity?
Like, I might pick her up, like, this.
Okay. So how did you do it today?
Same thing.
Kennedy refuses to demonstrate how he picked Trinity up or how he made her hit her head on the headboard. He appears frustrated and nervous.
It's ever different. It's always the same. It's either, like I say, from the crime, from the work schedule, from even what I do. Like, I'm not even just saying from, like, dealing with her. Even from what I do, like, the whole process. Like, if I punish her, and that could be any way. That's taking away your tablet, your juice, the sweets, make you go stand in the corner. Even if I pinch her cheek, and I'm not doing this to be like that, you know, as my mom told me, you know, and I tell her I don't do that to, you know, like, be like that. It's her, you know, and I gotta learn to, because I'm new and it's all new, so I'm just like.
As Kennedy tries to express why he became upset in the hotel room, he seems angry at Trinity. He even calls the toddler irritating.
I know the difference between you're crying, and I know the difference between you just being irritated, like, or irritating. Either way, I know the difference. So, like.
So what was the difference today?
You know, it's always the same, like I said. It's never not a difference. It's always the same thing.
So did you take her tablet away today?
Yeah.
And did she continue to cry?
Tablet, everything, yeah.
Detective Rockburn asks Kennedy what else he did to punish Trinity. He repeats that he gave the little girl melatonin, but he doesn't elaborate on any physical abuse that happened in the hotel room.
Because even if you gave her a vial of melatonin, she would have woken up when Rosie grabbed her. So why didn't she not wake up?
I don't know. Because before Rose even came, she was asleep. She was fine. So.
So why were there bloody towels in the trash can?
I already answered that.
Well, it was a lot of blood, more from than just a cutlet.
No, that was all good.
Let me see your hands, Mallik. Put them on the table.
Mallik puts both hands palm side down on the table, likely so investigators can look for signs of any struggle that might have ensued.
So what'd you do with your hands today?
You're assuming I beat her? I hit her or something?
I'm not assuming that. I said, what did you do with your hands?
That's assuming, basically.
No.
That's basically you're trying to tell me I was hitting her or something like that. Like, I already peeped the whole entire game, and it's like I'm trying to tell you guys what happened, what I did, what's going on, everything, and y'all.
Oh, you are, but I think you're leaving some parts out.
There's no parts left being out. I promise that. Like, I already know, so I'm just like.
Well, what do you already know?
The way you guys are coming at me, like, do I need to just go ahead and just?
I don't know how we're.
Listen. We have a dead baby in room 206. Yeah. Okay, you were the last person with Trinity. I understand, you've been tasked out with this responsibility that you probably don't want nothing to do with. Because how old are you? 24?
24.
Okay, you don't have any kids yourself. So why should you have to be watching this child when it's not even your responsibility, right?
I don't want you to put it like that, though.
Okay, but it's been a lot to you. It's been hard on you, let's put it that way, right?
Right.
Okay, you're 24 years old, you're trying to support your girlfriend, and now you gotta support a child, and you're working full time, and now when she's working, you have to watch the child, and then you probably have to get ready for work, right? Were you supposed to work today?
Yeah.
And it blew up today.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. You're young, man. I understand. You got agitated. You're trying to play your game. She's running around screaming her head off. You're probably worried about this bothering the next door neighbors. But listen, man. You need to be honest with me and tell me what happened in that room, okay? Because a bottle of melatonin isn't going to hurt a baby.
Maybe it's because I was just too aggressive.
Okay. Just take a deep breath. How are you too aggressive?
Like, I don't know my own strength. I don't know, maybe I hurt her.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere, okay?
But I don't know how.
Okay.
That's the part that's blowing me. I don't know how I hurt her.
It's on top of your tongue, okay? You want to tell me what happened. And you know what? I think you'd feel better if you did tell me what happened. You need somebody to talk to right now. You just can't hold this in. It's a lot for you.
Though during the interrogation, Kennedy was hesitant to describe the details of what happened in Hotel Room 206, more information about the physical abuse he inflicted on Trinity comes out at trial. The cause of death was clear: homicide. It took the jury only one day to come to a decision. On May 2nd, 2024, the 3-year anniversary of Trinity's death, Kennedy was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. After Trinity's passing, her family held a candlelight vigil in her honor. They decorated with balloons and wore pink, like the outfits Trinity used to wear and admire in the mirror. Her obituary says Trinity exemplified love, laughter, bravery, and joy in its purest form. She's described and remembered as joy personified. She was laid to rest on May 14th, 2021. There may never be true closure for Trinity's family, but less than a month after what would have been her 5th birthday, there was justice in the form of the conviction of her killer.